Okay. All right. So first off, just want to say sorry for uh, the audio in the last video. I think my mic was a little bit too low, so who knows? Maybe I overshot this time, but we'll see. Um, so let us get into kind of the session. Got about 10 minutes here before starting. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. We had so if you follow in the Discord, I write notes from time to time, just my thoughts and things like that. So on Friday, like pre-market, we just like basically went straight down. Like I think if about an hour into the EU, then they just offered it the whole session. Basically in one period, one half an hour period, they bid it all back up. And it's technically, I think technically barely a trend day because we closed outside of the initial balance, but yeah, not really a textbook trend up day at all. In fact, these days, Friday and last Wednesday are much more of a what I would consider like a short covering profile, but yeah, with the little inside day between. So but yeah, now then they we sold like 200 points in Asia. They bid it back up with a little bit of weakness. That's what I'm currently interested in, is like, I tried a small long here, but I got out because they kept like, yes, it's bidding, but they keep like wicking it, and I don't know, the price action's kind of weird. So basically, like, to summarize, just from pure structure before we look into the gamma stuff, the bull case is we push back up to Friday's VPOC. We get back into this profile, and it was also Wednesday's was even higher, but that might be an interesting caveat, is that it's slightly less despite this rip up. The Friday's VPOC's a bit lower than Wednesday's. And interestingly, also is that we cleaned up that poor high, the poor high from Wednesday. So poor high is whenever you have two TPOs at the same level. It's kind of like a weak high, and indeed it got taken out by like 5 points on Friday. So yeah, the bull case is, yeah, whatever, we ignore. This is kind of a strong bid from the lows, and maybe they push us up to continue up through to VPOC. The bear case is like this kind of like, we've been just stuck here. Wednesday they sold it. Thursday pre-market they sold it, and we chopped around. They tried selling it again. They bid it up. Friday was OPEX. Who knows? Like the max pain was up there near like 910. So maybe that actually worked, but and then they sold it again. So the longer term picture for me is like bulls are kind of like not doing what they should. Like, it's okay. Like I would expect, it's okay. We can have a consolidation. Maybe the like swing traders and everybody, long term guys, got too excited after that kind of bottoming near the 24,500s, and then like again on Friday, now we're, let's see, like 100 points, almost 150 points below where price went to. So, the case for the bears is that finally some seller steps in and says like, no, this wasn't even a swing low. Like there's sellers up here. There's been sellers here, kind of at this in between level, 2,500. And I could see us, eventually failing, because we have to, either way, some way we have to break out of this now 3-day balance. So that's kind of how I'm reading it. And unfortunately, the gamma layout doesn't make it any easier. So where we are currently at like 605. That 605 is like that near here on futures, that swing low. And it is bid. If what I'm considering kind of weak, I don't know. And then above that, so 607 to 608, and then above 608, we flip into a negative gamma regime. So like on the bull case, it could be kind of a slower, choppy opening, just because we are in that kind of secondary gamma compared to the 600 strike. But I could see, you know, US Open just carries through with this bid, and we get up to like that max gamma area. Sorry. In terms of Vanna, that's it. Also is can confirm that story. But if we do bid and VIX is offered, then this positive Vanna, you know, especially if VIX is tanking off like an opening drive, this can also create sort of a resistance. These positive gamma strikes. So that's one way you could read it. But I would be very interested to see, to monitor the dynamics, what happens up here, you know, both from market structure and profile, as well as we just saw the gamma profile. You know, if bears fail again, or imagine we pop up but we can't get to VPOC and it's offered, then that's a pretty bad sign. It's kind of, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. You know, we've been up here every time and it's been sold. So yeah, and then the case, the bear case is in order that we fade back down to the 600. And that's also in my Discord. I've been basically 600 and 618 have been major pivots in this just massive multi-month balance. So, but let's see. It's looking pretty bullish. Another term that I can introduce, or what traders. Okay, and they just moved the VPOC up, so that's yeah. This could be a pretty decent bid. The term I can introduce is inventory, overnight inventory. And that's basically from yesterday's close, the entire, all this, every candlestick is below. We even had a gap down, a Globex down, a gap down. Forgot to note that, but the entire inventory is below yesterday's close. So this is considered an 100% short inventory, and you can usually get some correction, i.e. fading this sell, and folks are bid to cover. So with this price action, my thesis is we get a pretty decent drive up to at least VPOC, maybe above, and then here it might get a bit tricky as the flows compile and how price reacts. So we got about 2.5 minutes, and yeah, let's see what order flow shows us, and how and if these profiles change at all. Gonna note, yeah, VIX is pretty well offered coming into the open here. We're still above 20, so it's definitely not low VIX. But most important is how it changes throughout the session, at least in terms of the Vanna bars there. Okay, so we got about a minute here. I'll drop down to the 1 minute. So if I just to measure here, 100 point would be just up to the VPOC on NQ. So let's see here, 15 seconds. Let's see what they want to do. So decent bids already. Yeah, I'm gonna put in a long, guys. Let's see what happens up here. Guys, I guess this is all just short inventory that they can, you know, US market can rip right through. VPOC moving up, looking very good. Yeah, you know, I don't really like huge, like 1 minute opening ranges, but we are still in this like, okay, so gamma has dropped quite a bit off here. Yeah, let's see what they do here. If they want that 608. Yeah, not the best look if they're gonna reoffer that entire 1 minute open. But let's see. On a higher time frame, let's see. Yeah, that top wick does not look good. But let's see. Yeah, VPOC moving down. Where is it? Still above on NQ. So, but buyers really have to give it a push here. These are like the ugly Monday opens. So let's hop back in here. So if we get like a new high of day, I'll probably move my stop to break even. Yeah, looking pretty good. Because if we can't take out that overnight high, like pretty quickly, and like these top wicks, like there's bids, there's definitely bids, but definitely not the cleanest price action. And we're like right on the border of negative gamma there, so. From a profile standpoint, it looks good, but yeah, huge, big offers. Yeah, I'm gonna move this to break even, guys, because I have no idea what they want to do. And this, like, these are huge. These are 970, 50 point 1 minute candles. So would like to see us break above the 1 minute opening range. But otherwise, it's not clear where this market wants to go. If we're above the 1 minute, then yeah, then I could expect a tap of the VPOC up here at 60. But sellers are giving it their all right now. So not looking too good. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and they got me. So a little bit of slippage there. 1 point scratch trade, and they'll rebid it too. So, but they are selling this. So let's go back into the profiles here. So yeah, this could be the case that we head down. Yeah, I mean VIX has dropped slightly since the open, but if we do start to sell here, could see some acceleration. I mean 600 I think is like down here. Yeah, it's just basically the open on Friday. So yeah, 7:15. So we can see if they offer the 1 minute. Can try a short too as well. With the idea being like we couldn't take out the overnight high. We're below the 1 minute opening range. But it looks like they're rebidding it, so. Below, I guess your first target could be like 900. That was the VPOC for a little bit overnight, and even down below. It's kind of like the overnight was a triple distribution here. So, but this is a bit of a strange open. There's not much conviction on either side yet. So let's see what they want to do. Kind of gave bulls their chance again. There are bids on NQ, kind of flat. Drop back down to the 1 minute here. Yeah, so I'm out for 50p. Yeah, strange open. It's definitely a seller up here. So yeah, I'm not sure though. There's just there are no levels here, or no significant flows. It's all dominated by the 600 strike. So. VIX still not doing too much, but it seems like it wants lower. So we could try one more, but with like a much tighter leash. If they want to break the 1 minute. But we're kind of just chopping around in the 1 minute. So let's see if this works again, or if they're going to defend that 1 minute. Okay, so now a bit of acceleration. Order flow also confirming. Okay, so 605 moves a bit positive. I think that's the middle of that triple distribution. Let's see here. There's VPOC, which might get a little bid there. Let's see. So that's a pretty significant push. So yeah, like I said, 600 would be, let me move this on there so you can see relatively, 600 would be all the way down here. Yesterday's open, but I'd probably, after that loss, I'd probably be happy to take 870s just for 100. Wow, yeah, they're just slamming this. So we could get a little bit of slowdown here. This is some decent gamma, but about 1/4 of the 600 there. Yeah, now VIX rebidding too on the vol surface, but yeah, there's just not. I think there's not enough open interest at these strikes. So 600 is still kind of target. If VIX just jumped 15 cents, so 900 may also be just mentally a significant level. Yeah, and you see there's a bit of kind of seller exhaustion here. Maybe they just wanted that 900 rebid. Hard to say. So we need a little bit of a push. That's that swing low. So we need a little bit of a push more. Let's see if they want that. If they want to rebid 900 or if they want lower. Decent bid at 900. So I could cut this also for 75. Let's see if they want lower. Yeah, I think I'll take this. Unless they pretty wild price action. So I'll take that for like, what is that? About 60, 70 points. So yeah, it could be just that 605 is like a, you know, secondary gamma. Below that, we've got 602. Which is, let's see, kind of like the close, or sorry, the open of the last candle. So, but yeah, I'd be watching. That would be ultimately like final target. So I think I'm net. That was -1, -50, plus 60, plus that little one. So just barely positive. Could have waited longer. Yeah, there you go. So my target would have been hit for the full 100 point. So as you guys can see, I struggle with execution. I mean, NQ is just a crazy crazy market. And today is like, we've got like 50-point candle swings. But it looks like overall the thesis that the 600 strike was stronger than, whatever they tried to do up here. They tried to get VPOC, at least on NQ, couldn't even get overnight high. So pretty strong resistance, and we just liquidated off of it. VIX bidding here, so that gamma strike, the Vanna strike also below. If we continue to accelerate, it can act as a even further magnet. So yeah, I think I'm good for today. Wild open, but yeah, made a decent trade. This one, I guess I could have cut earlier, but yeah, it is what it is. So, all right, take care, everyone, and I will see you all next Monday. Cheers.